Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our channel. A special guest again right now. We talk about cryptos and NFTs and Metaverse. And right now, I'm not alone. I'm here with Boas, founder of Bobby Digital. Ross.
Yeah, so I am I guess entrepreneur, and I did some different projects before coming into crypto, but now I'm trying to build a new project inside of crypto. But at the same time, I'm just like trying to learn, trying to get familiar with everything, try out all the crazy things. I mean, just today I was helping my colleague in the project. We bought ENS addresses. We bought .eth addresses together. So we had like, crazy airdrop. So, but I was trying to send the ETH address to my project partner, and it was crazy. Like I was trying to hook my hardware wallet to my MetaMask, and it was like failing over and over again, and so frustrating. But it's like you have to learn by doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's your job right now in crypto. I mean, before I get started with the video, I mean, like, can you share a bit more how you get into crypto for the first time? I mean, like, since when? I mean, 2017, 2018, or when?
Yeah. So, I mean, so we know each other through the Good Morning Crypto, and and I think that was really like, so when I first came into Good Morning Crypto, was really like how I started to slowly get into the space, I think, because I think this was like, so I want to say, is like time, it's so weird right now, but it's probably 2020, but super early 2020. But honestly, I'm thinking maybe it's actually 2019. But anyway, it's somewhere around there. And to me, I did not come from finance or tech or anything to do with, I just I mean, it started the pandemic, really. So when I started to look into crypto for the first time, and I was actually studying at university. And all of a sudden you're at home, I think this is probably how a lot of people discover crypto. It's like started the pandemic. But I mean, for me, because I knew about crypto, but because I was not this kind of like finance tech person, I didn't really go to explore it so much. And I mean, funny story, I literally would not have, I don't know, I would have started with crypto at some point, but the way I was introduced to it the first time was through a scam. It was I mean, also probably a lot of people try to get introduced to it like that. So I mean, I was on Discord. I got contacted by obvious scammer, like the most obvious thing ever, and I'm like, wow, this is a joke. But honestly, because it's like, it was not, I was thinking like, is this a bot? No, but it's like a real person. It's like a real person trying to tell you, about this scam. So I was kind of joking around, just talking with the scammer, And so they send me the white paper for their scam project, and I'm reading it, and you go through, and there's like, the stock photos, of all the founders and the team members, stock photos from Google. I'm like, cool, okay. But what they, it's, but like massive, really big white paper, and they had a launch pad on an exchange. And I'm like, okay, crazy. So this is like super fake, and it's also all about like health, and it's like something about, so it's like really focused on the pandemic. And so I was just super curious, and I'm like, okay, so what if I want to invest in your project, And they were like, oh yeah, cool, you just go and buy Bitcoin. I'm like, I don't know how to buy Bitcoin. How do you buy Bitcoin? And so they told me everything, how to buy Bitcoin. They told me where to go, like, and without using exchange, like to buy it from some crazy website. And to me, it was like so interesting. I spent like 50 euro on it or something. And it was the first time I bought Bitcoin. And then, I didn't think about it for a really long time. Like months, I was just like, I actually think, and then I started watching Ivan on Tech, actually. So then So like many months later, I checked this project because it's the launch pad, you know, you lock it up for months. So I
Yes.
checked it like 3 months later. Actually, the
Yeah.
scammer contacted me again. And then
Yeah.
I had been watching Ivan for a while, and I was like, no, I'm good. I know what I'm doing now, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's really funny, man. In the end, like it was through an exchange that's like in the Seychelles and whatever. And like they actually, a lot of people lost their money on this scam. Like a lot of people put
Exactly.
money in the project. And yeah, it's crazy, man. I watched it until the end. Like it was big time rug pull, you know? It's like
Yeah.
the end when it's the launch pad and like, okay, now you can like trade your tokens. And then it's like, boom, like
Yeah.
everything's gone.
Rugpull, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Big time rug
Yeah,
pull.
it's happened. I mean, like, yeah, some noobs getting into the space at the worst possible time. For example, like Squid Game, the Squid Game token, when the price skyrocketed and then went to zero very quickly, and then yeah, it's just
Do you
happened.
see the tweet? Did you see the tweet of the guy? He's doing the live stream and he's like doing the analysis. He's what? Have you seen it? It's so funny. I mean, it's so funny, but it's
Hilarious.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
terrible. It's also so terrible. I'm like, oh my god, all these people losing their money. It's like, you know. And this is like also, I try to tell people about crypto now, you know, because I know more. But I'm like, please be careful, you know.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then also I want to try to help to onboard people in like a correct way, you know, like Ivan basically, and like, you know, like you're doing, and
Yeah.
and yeah, just help people to get into crypto, you know, without having this kind of crazy thing happen, you know.
Yeah, because yeah, that's why I created the channel as well. You know, to bring the awareness to the people, and not only that, but like it doesn't make any sense, you know, to invest in the Bitcoin. You know, whatever the reason. I mean, like the Squid Game, maybe it's just about the Korean drama, and then all of a sudden people associated that with the token, and then they find it like oh, this the token is associated with the drama, so it's not really that, right? I mean, that's why the noob is always get wrecked, you know.
For sure. I mean, so I don't even know where people actually buy Squid Game token. I don't even know where to buy these shit tokens because like I don't use exchanges like that. I use
Yeah.
dexes, you know. You know, it's crazy to me, you know, like I understand it's really difficult to get into Ethereum, you know, start working there, like gas fees and MetaMask. It's mega complicated. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and there you have your own security issues there. But if you're just on some kind of, I don't know, KuCoin or whatever, and you just buy meme coins, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's yeah, not gonna make it, man. Not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's why we do what we do. You know, by creating this content and by you doing this project, I think they spread the awareness that the crypto space is not about Rugpull, it's not about like Pamendam, is something more. You know,
Yeah,
technology adoption. Yeah, I think
yeah, man.
that's maybe that's about it. And how else what you want to talk about? I mean, like you want to share before the pre-chat that about the metaverse, right? You
I
want to
think
share
that,
something
yeah.
here?
Yeah, I think that could be like a good thing because I mean, I am really focused on the metaverse NFT aspect of crypto, you know. So what I did before was to design clothes for people to wear in real life, you know, also because
Yeah,
like I want something nice to wear, so might as well just try to make it, see if other people like it, you know. But it's everything with the pandemic situation is so different now. Like I'm actually also with NFTs and like art, things like that. So I would much rather buy a piece of art that is digitally secure and that I can transport anywhere and that I don't have to pay any upkeep on, you know, things like that. And it's kind of the same with like, I mean, you know, people still need clothes and things like that, but I honestly just found the fashion industry was, oh man, it was so like destructive and full of negative energy, really, you know, and it's super bad for the environment. Basically, doesn't really matter what you try to do. I mean, I tried to do sustainable things, but so digital things, is just much more interesting to me somehow. So
Yeah.
I can share like really briefly something I've been working on.
Okay. Yeah.
So like most recently, you can see the screen right now?
Yeah, I can see yours.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess like most recently, so you can see like it's my face on the
Oh, is that yours?
avatar. Yeah. So it's like me on the character, you know? So it's like, and this is like one of the techniques that is just being like developed. So, you know, it takes some time to get like a good, like accurate, you know, face transplant into the metaverse, I guess. And then, you know, once you're there, you can make your avatar, you can wear whatever you like, and you can, I mean, this is like a little bit, you know, into the future, but pretty soon we can do stuff like this. And, you know, I can take this whole outfit and sell it on a digital marketplace now, you know, so that's already real, you know, with like NFTs and stuff. And then what people do is like they buy digital clothes and they pose and have the clothes like transformed, you know, into the picture so that they can wear the digital clothes. Now that's how they do it now, you know, for Instagram and things like that. But like in the future, very soon, I think, you know, you have your avatar and you pick your outfits and you do whatever, and you come to, you know, whatever metaverse meetup in like VR or augmented reality or something, you know, and that's
I mean, like the Facebook and with the metaverse, I think they try to develop the metaverse version of themselves. Right? I mean, can you explain a little bit more that maybe in your perspective? I love the idea of metaverse. You know, when you try to become fully digitally, because life is like a simulation. But when it comes to like Facebook try to achieve that in such a way that controls everything, I think, do you support the metaverse version of themselves, or you have like decentralized metaverse such as Web3?
Yeah, that's a good, really good question. So, I mean, I understand from Facebook's perspective, you know, because they already own Oculus, so they own the best like device. So actually during the summer, I was working for a VR company and I got to try a lot of the different headsets. And the Oculus is like, I mean, the good thing about it, Oculus is owned by Facebook, and they, I mean, the good thing is like, it's, you know, not tethered. You don't have to be plugged in. You can walk around. I mean, it's an amazing technology for sure. And I mean, I haven't been on Facebook for years now, but I was like, to use the Oculus, you have to make a Facebook account, and this is like stuff that I was not a big fan of. But I didn't watch like the release conference myself about metaverse, but I hear from people who are, you know, in crypto that and into decentralization that it wasn't actually, I mean, they were at least saying the right things. Like they still want everything to be decentralized. They just want to make a lot of money of it. And to be honest, I think this is like a little bit, you can say that for, I don't really think it's so much like it's crypto versus the banks or whatever. I mean, because everybody can make money from crypto. This is like the new, or decentralization and the metaverse. This is the new frontier. It's just like, can you, you know, can you build something there? Can you build some kind of technology that people want to use? And, you know, because it's just going to survive on its own. I mean, basically now we're at the point where, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, they are large enough ecosystems. So there, you can't stop that. You cannot stop decentralization and you know, DAOs becoming the future of companies and things like that. You know, it's like, cannot stop this. So I don't know. I'm not so worried about Meta or Facebook really in this context.
Yeah, because like Ivan Ontek once said, I mean, the challenge that decentralization have trouble with is the engagement and then the awareness. You know, when it comes to the platform such as YouTube and Facebook, the network effort, I mean, like network effect is much stronger. You know, because the Yeah, and then the user is globally accepted, and then no, you don't have to adapt to something new, right? When it comes to
Yeah,
the decentralization, is yeah, completely different thing. So yeah, that's
yeah,
why I find it maybe Facebook is one step ahead in this metaverse version, but I don't
Mhm.
know which one will win. Is it, when it comes to technology, there's always speculative involved, right?
Yeah, and I think like it's already sort of it's happening in so many like so many important steps are already taken, you know, because I mean we, for example, you know, we can organize some kind of meetup through Discord, you know, over, you know, like time zones, whatever, doesn't matter, and we can interact in that way. And I mean this is already part of the metaverse also, you know, it's like how it affects our daily lives, you know, this kind of online reality. And I think, you know, the thing that I'm interested in is like you were saying, with the content. And like, I mean, you can build the most interesting metaverse technology, and you can have the best, like most amazing VR headset experience, but if there's no content, it's, you know, nobody's going to go there, nobody's going to use it, you know. So I'm thinking like this is such an amazing time for artists. Actually, artists like traditionally maybe have to, you know, give away their work a lot of the time, or really just like struggle until they find some kind of like corporate project to work on, you know, like that's the only thing that they can really, you know, where there's actual budgets, blah blah blah. Because yeah, I mean they're not really part of an economy that just like really revolves around the artists themselves and their work and people sharing, and like, you know, sort of these micro economies. And that's really what's super empowering right now for the artists. And you know, like the thing that this thing, like creating these avatars and these designs, I mean the tools are getting better every day for artists to build stuff like this.
Yes.
And then, you know, the technology like the graphics cards, blah blah blah, things like that, this is exponential growth. It's happening before our eyes, you know. So yeah, I think it's just important to be like a builder right now, try to contribute something to the space. I mean, like I said, I'm not a financial person, and I love, like, you know, I'm I'm weirdly like super interested in, you know, on-chain data these days. So I'm like
Yes.
really deep into like Etherscan and like checking out all kinds of, you know, new things that are popping up, new NFT projects, blah blah blah. This is all super interesting to me.
Yeah.
But and like the financial side, of course. But I thought to myself, like, you know, if I want to be, you know, prosperous in this space, I have to
Yeah.
find a way to stay long term, you know, like stay
Yeah.
active, stay engaged, you know, be here all the time, contribute something, you know. It's like I mean I'm super interested in economics now, and it's like this concept of time in the market, you know,
Yeah.
like DCA, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't really have to be, you know, if you DCA in and out, you know, like you're just, it's your time in the market that's actually really, you know, profitable. And it's the same
Yes.
for, you know, Bitcoin cycles. It takes multiple cycles for you to, you know, increase the value of your initial investment, you know, the
Yes.
longer you stay, basically. So it's the same for if you're an artist and you just find a way to, you know, contribute, slowly build up networks and communities. I think that's the way to like really prosper into this whole like metaverse idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, because yeah, since the metaverse is the online version of ourselves, I think
Yeah.
it's fair to say that we live in the simulation, right? I mean, do you agree with that? That we live in simulation, or
I mean, so I've always been a very sort of I guess meta-minded person. You know, I just I feel like I'm not such an active participant in reality, you know, because my mind is somewhere else most of the time, to be honest.
yeah,
So there are just multiple realities going on always, you know, and I think it's a good realization. You know, I sometimes I'm like really absorbed in like what's going on in crypto, and then I go walking outside and I'm
yeah,
looking around and I'm like, wow, nobody here knows what's going on
yeah,
in like
exactly.
you know, the metaverse of crypto, like very few people, you know, but it's its own complete universe. But if we were living in a simulation,
Yeah.
you know, which is in itself is a really interesting question, you know, when you look at like the history of like humans, like where we came from and where we're like progressing, what we're progressing towards.
Yeah.
I mean, the way we've like exhausted the resources of our planet, for example, and you know, we've crossed like a kind of an event horizon, you know, in terms of climate change and things like that. So
yeah.
I would say if we were living in a simulation, there's some kind of player and they see like, oh boy, they like in 5 turns, the world is like, it's done, you know, the simulation is done. So
Exactly.
what I would do, I would introduce some kind of revolutionary technology to the world to maybe try to save it, to try to, you know, push new innovations and like open up sort of the human potential a little bit more, you know, which is basically decentralization. And it's the Bitcoin white paper, you know. I think it's hilarious that nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, because, you know, from a design perspective, I feel like the best design that humans have come up with is the Bitcoin white paper, because it's a stack. You have to build on top of something. And I mean, what he envisioned was not only Bitcoin, it was also Ethereum, you know, it was also, you know, Bitcoin is sort of this core kernel. And it was also the way Ethereum works, to be this like free marketplace with its own currency, you know, and to be honest, like this is, I wasn't too optimistic about like the state of the world or the future of the world, you know, a few years ago. And then when I found crypto, I was like, this is it. This is like decentralization on top of sound money, which is exchangeable between, you know, cultures and everything. I mean, economic velocity that people they don't experience economic potential because they grow up in some, you know, walled off, siloed society that doesn't allow for individual prosperity, you know. So we can't progress any further as human beings, you know, unless we break out of that somehow. So
we never know if it's a simulation or not. It's just a speculation. I just want to hear your opinion. That's why I asked you about it. So you mentioned about NFTs before, and your startup also working in NFTs. I think what's the most interesting for you in NFTs and metaverse space?
Well, I have done a lot of I've been buying a lot of NFTs as a part of a group, actually, because I have some friends that have been in the NFT space for much longer and really prospered a lot. And to me, like, I was looking at it kind of like shitcoins. I mean, Ivan was telling us about this and I was like, I don't know, I'm so interested in like DeFi and this technology, and it's just like, I can research something about, you know, Polkadot, and I can understand that what they're doing. And then it's like, you want to ask me now to spend my Ethereum on a picture of a monkey? Like, I don't know, man. I just don't think that's it's not interesting to me, you know, and I probably should have, you know, but so my friends, they were coming from artist space and, you know, gaming, and they just understood it immediately. And so I came into it a little bit later. And I've been really over the past few months, I've been very focused on it. And there, you know, very recently some projects that I've gotten into, which I really like. I mean, I have like so actually I have my OpenSea account here.
You can share your screen.
Quickly.
If you want to share your screen, it's okay.
I mean, sure, why not? So
you use OpenSea like everyone else, or you set up on another?
No, I mean, I've mostly just been on OpenSea and Ethereum, to be honest. So like, for example, this project, I use this guy for my my profile picture on Twitter now, which I, you know, didn't start doing that until just a short time ago. So I mean, this
is it your profile picture? Or not?
Yeah, so this is my Twitter profile now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a project called Chain Runners, and it's by the team that made Blitmaps, which is kind of massive project, and they've just got incredible devs. They're very, very you know, the minting experience was incredible, and so they did this all. These are on chain, so this is similar to the CryptoPunks. You know, it's like yeah, the punks. So it's like it's on chain SVG images. And you know, the aesthetic I really liked. So these 5 I minted, and then I bought this one.
Yeah.
And then yeah, this etholvant is also an on-chain project. And I don't know, I mean, you know, those to me are really interesting on-chain. Gratis and transmissions are projects from artists that I really, really like and respect. This one is also on chain, kind of amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's just an awesome, you know, just what people are doing with this kind of stuff is amazing. And then actually this was just released a few days ago. Thorgard's.
Hold on.
What?
Is that yours? I mean, like you also your profile picture on Discord, like NFTs as well, right?
No, I haven't minted it yet. So I'm actually going to mint my own work soon. But I'm just still looking at what everybody else is doing still. This was hilarious. This was a free mint. This is like this. Ivan would have loved this.
What was that?
This is so funny. So this was just free mint. Like somebody randomly on Twitter, this guy, Ledgart.io, was like, hey, stealth mint, go mint this. It's called Wonky Stonks. Mint it for free. And I minted 2 of them. And it's just stocks. It's just you know, just stock charts.
Yeah, the charts.
And they just have different rarities and stuff like that. And I mean, you know, if you want to buy it, you can buy one for $800 right now, you know, and it's why not, you know? And I haven't sold mine. I'm getting a lot of you know, it's like I have a nice one with a really nice return on it, and then I have one with some nice Bollinger Bands for the trading experts. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, this is hilarious to me. I mean, what can you say about, yeah, it's hard to explain why any of this makes any sense. I mean,
yeah, you know,
it has to make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a record when I don't know, NFTs sold for $89 million. You say so the headlines. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I actually went, so over the last few weeks and couple of months, it's actually been like a kind of a downward, I mean, very much a downward trend, bit of a NFT bear market after the summer, because also, you know, you evaluate NFTs in ETH, but it's really like, I mean, people are coming in and they're thinking of it in dollar terms. And then you have experienced something like price of ETH, you know, going up 20-30%. I mean, your NFT is suddenly, you know, the ETH valuation doesn't make sense to people anymore. So suddenly it like puts a lot of pressure on the price floor of the NFTs, I would say. So it's just, and I mean, it's completely non-liquid asset. So, you know, that's why I was like, I don't want to be, you know, at least if I have my my ETH in like you know, some kind of questionable coin, I can go and trade it, you know, I can exit out of it, you know, but like bad NFTs are going to be stuck on my MetaMask forever, you know, so I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, because like you said before, NFTs is like real estate, right? It's not liquid asset, and then once the market bubble peak and the market bubble pop, I think it's a little bit harder, you know, the crash will be more harsh instead of I mean, like other than ICO bubble, because the NFTs is not liquid, right? The price
It's
went to
the
zero
worst.
very quickly.
Yeah. And I mean, so I watched a lot of launches of NFT projects, and I mean, yeah, I mean, that's also why it's really good to be in a group of like people together and investing, because you don't have the FOMO so much. So we have like this rule. So there has to be a certain amount of people to approve for us to mint it. And
Yes.
it's like, so you're like, oh my God, it looks so cool. It's probably going to be like, it's like a 1 ETH floor, whatever. And then you have like 5 seconds to talk to a friend about it. And they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should just wait, see what happens with the like secondary market, whatever. I don't know. It's very exciting. I can tell you that. It's been very exciting checking out the NFT projects.
Yeah, because NFTs is still in speculation mode, because we don't know how to value the technology. But once we do, I think we in the mass adoption, because there is no upside potential as well. So yeah, that's the nature of technology. I mean, like you mentioned about the image of the NFTs. Have you experienced the flipping image so that you make the arbitrage or the profit? Have you ever tried to do that? And if so, can you explain a little bit more? How do you do that?
Okay, so yeah, I have done little of it myself, but a little bit, because I'm getting a little bit better at it, I would say. Because so in the group, for example, we have someone who's like very good at this, like good at finding a certain project, good at anticipating what the floor will be, things like that. But then like the only way for me to really do this well is to use tools. So there are different tools that you can use. I mean, there are ways to check the rarities if you're talking about some kind of collection that's capped at 10,000 pieces. So there are a few tools that you can use. I bought a subscription of IC Tools, which is quite well known. So what you do there is like you follow the launch of the project, and you see who are minting, how many. You can, if you look around, you can see if there are any notable people that are minting. This can be a total trap, but you can sort of see, is it a good spread of holders? Like, are there, because it's only a few people minting, but they're sort of minting hundreds and hundreds of pieces, they're going to sell them for sure. So that like the price is going to drop. And so then it becomes like, if you mint them, if you mint something like a profile picture project, you mint like 5 of them, and then you have to check your rarities. And then you have to see like, okay, do I want to try to recover some of my costs, from the minting and selling into the floor? The floor stays relatively high at the beginning. And then do you just believe in the project and you want to keep them? So for example, the chain runners was a really interesting, the one that I have in my profile picture was really interesting, because they did no marketing at all.
Yes.
But because of their connections in the space, some very notable people knew about it. So the early access people minted, and then there's a waiting time until the public, just becomes open to mint for anyone. So people could sort of see like who's minting this, and then they're like, okay, all these really like notable NFT collectors are minting this project. Okay, so let's mint it. But then what happened is like, also, this is kind of a not the greatest time for NFTs when they were minting. This is really difficult for projects. They don't know what's going to happen in the NFT market. They have a mint, they have a launch date, so that's when it happens. And by minting, I mean, this is like you're not buying it on OpenSea. You're minting the NFT straight from the project when they launch. So there's just a fixed price. You can't negotiate the price at all. But yeah, then there's going to be arbitrage. Like then there's going to be, all the items are going to be shown on OpenSea. Sometimes it takes a while to show the artwork, and you can go in and you can, especially if you have tools, which the most, this space has been gamed a lot. So of course there are people that have great tools. They can see rarities before other people. They can submit bids. They can try to snipe sort of higher rarity things for a lower price, because people are just often trying to recover the costs in the beginning. So I mean, like, I've done this. I'm beginning to have a better strategy. In the beginning, I didn't have a very good strategy, but I'm beginning to have a feel for, how to exit a project with, recovering my initial costs and with some kind of extra that I can hold because I believe in the project. Very rarely I'll be trying to mint something and just flip it and get rid of it. That's not not what I'm trying to do.
Because market is still inefficient, that's why the opportunity of arbitrage is so much larger, especially in illiquid asset such as NFTs. That's why I think, that's your strategy to do flipping image NFTs, right? Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I also just look at so with the chain runners, like the floor went super low, and then me and my friends, we actually bought quite a few sort of when the floor dropped, and now the recording.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you? Yeah. I pause recording. Yeah. Go on. Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, we were able to get a lot of chain runners when people were just exiting. People were just selling. I don't know. I guess they. What? Crypto is so emotional. Markets are emotional. I think there's a time to kind of, if you sort of follow the emotions of the projects, if there's bullishness, then the floor is going to continue to go up. But as soon as there's some kind of bearish FUD going on, like people either, they're afraid of gas, they're afraid of like the ETH price, they don't think the project is going to deliver, they think there's some scammers bought it or something, then his floor is going to drop on your NFTs. And if you are confident, just as the same as trading a coin, you can go in there and you can buy up, you can, because you can also on OpenSea, you can bid on the NFTs. You can just go in. I mean, this is what I did actually. I put in a ton of bids, like below floor basically on chain runners. And I picked up a few really, really nice ones, and now I'm just sitting on them basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something that what you are doing right now, because once you understand the how the workflow is under the hood, I think you're good to go, because some people try to time the market by flipping NFTs, by doing something they don't really know. That's why people get trapped in this market, That's
very true.
That's NFTs itself. I mean, like, what's the some people who don't really understand NFTs say that NFTs is just you're just selling JPEG, right? I mean, like, you're just selling image. Can you specify? I mean, like, clarify something. I mean, wanna elaborate on that a little bit, or?
I mean, I would say it's very similar to, why is there no good Ethereum killer? I mean, of course, because some of them have better technology. I mean, some of the NFT projects just have, first of all, great communities that they no matter what, they just, they shill so hard, or they just, they're just unstoppable on Twitter, and that's one aspect which is totally valid, so they just create some kind of community which you cannot deny. It's like one of the biggest assets you can have. But then, I mean, some of them actually do have utility. Like one of my favorite NFTs is called Nifty Degen, and they already had they have a product, like a playable game, and they're going through beta testing of like a kind of a Smash Bros kind of game. So you actually take your NFT character, somebody can right click and save my character, but they cannot go and play it in this like Smasher game. And I tried the game and it looks great, and just have a really good developer. And there are other things like that. I mean, but of course, I think in the beginning, you just have to believe in the project, or you have to believe in the community. I don't think anyone could ever imagine like what Bored Ape Yacht Club has been able to do. And I would say that there are a couple of other projects that might be just through the strength of the community and this kind of like DAO, like decentralized autonomous organization kind of model, that they can build like community incentives. I mean, we're talking about real value, because real value is in humans, real value is in community. So if your project like has the most amazing artwork, but you have a Discord which is completely dead, and the founders are never there, and there's no social media going on, the project's dead. Then there's no value in your NFT anymore. But yeah, so it's like, it's right click save is a really funny meme, but that's also just some people just choose to not engage and not understand and stay on the sidelines and criticize crypto, and that's completely fine. That's just how it's going to be, I think.
Yeah. Because you need to understand what you invest, right? You need to invest in the things you understand, right? Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, is that your what your project doing right now? I mean, like, full on NFTs and Metaverse or something else? You develop on something else?
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, like I said, like the community aspect is the thing that is most important to me, because that's how you would build something long term, and building something slowly is also, like extremely important. So I have not been, so I've, people around me, like people, my friends, things like that. I'm not like trying to convert everybody to come into crypto, but there are some people where I'm like, okay, so I really believe that this person will get it, and then then we'll sort of start the conversation. And so a friend of mine, which has been an amazing artist for such a long time, has actually been working on some things that I just think are so perfect for the metaverse. And so I've essentially just sort of joined that project, and we're sort of building that slowly together, and really trying to come at crypto and the metaverse and decentralization in, like having a bit of fun with it, being, like I was saying with the simulation. I mean, it's all like, it's just fun stuff to think about. For me, it's fun to, I want to be the first person in the metaverse. I want to be there wearing my, digital clothes and, do all that stuff. I want to have like, and I was hoping to have my birthday party next year in the metaverse. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible, but at least so, yeah. So slowly, me and my partner are building a project called Angelics Corp. And I'm sure we can have like, maybe if you like, in some weeks or months, we can have like a more detailed discussion about it, like what's actually happening and how we're planning to launch, NFTs and stuff. At this moment, like I said, like I've, just been researching a lot about the NFT space, and I want to know how everything works more or less. I want to have at least interacted with it, see how other people are building their projects. And then, so I guess I could show you this teaser from the first product that Angelics Corp is making, which is called Glob. So, I have a little trailer for that if you want to see it.
Yeah, you can share screen if you like.
Definitely. So I hope it works. I hope the audio works as well. You're gonna have to point a finger or something if it doesn't work. But I'm gonna. So it's a trailer. It's actually 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes long. So I hope you'll. I'm just gonna play through it because it's hilarious. So you can ask me about it later. What you think?
Okay.
So now you can actually see the image, right?
The image, I see.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna hit play here.
Are you feeling unfulfilled? Are you lonely? Lacking an imaginary object? Well, a transferable social object to self-create. Well, not just with your imagination. Look deep inside of all. Now yours at a glance. Go. It's now downloading Chico memory. Successfully downloaded into your consciousness. Stored in your personal memories. Accessible always in your very own mental plane of consciousness. Visualize globes and globe will be there. Wow! Something no one can take away from you. Globe brought to you by Angelic School, where dreams
Angelic scope. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's very meta. There's a whole universe to explore with
Yeah.
imaginary products. Right click save. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting ride, getting this started, getting like all the VR stuff, NFTs. That's like it doesn't have to be one thing, doesn't have to be follow any kind of it's a blue ocean type of scenario. There's no plan and no roadmap. It's just doing
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
connecting with people, and just sort of like really working on the edge of the technology. Yeah, I don't know how realistic it's going to be in a few years to play my own avatar and have like a virtual clothing store and all of those things. I mean, who knows how much time it'll take, but I could imagine it's like a couple of years time we could already have all of those things basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's your project, right? I mean, when the challenge, the final challenge that you have to deal with right now is how to market this thing, right? I mean, how to market this product, right? And yeah, do you have any trouble so far? And how do you market your product? Because the NFT space is growing, and growing, right? And so much competition is there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so one of the big things is like gas fees on Ethereum, obviously. I mean, we're talking about ETH 2.0 and sharding and everything, and like, I mean, I'm definitely not. So when I read about sharding, I mean, so much of the ETH 2.0 protocol is already in place, and I think we have like about 140 something days until sort of the roadmap says we're going to be switching fully to proof of stake, and of course that's much better. But I mean, I think right now is just the time to look at layer twos or things like Solana and whatever, because I'm not going to try to sell and onboard people onto Ethereum layer one, for all these like just metaverse projects. That doesn't make any sense, because I don't think that's not really the purpose also of like Ethereum, like beacon chain, is not to host these things. So I'm looking a lot at the other ecosystems. I like Solana a lot. Like they have a lot of criticism on their platform. Their technology is super cool. The team, like the founders and everybody, is just like, I mean, how could you ever bet against these people? It's I really like what they're doing a lot, and there are some amazing projects on Solana. So to me, I'm thinking about them a lot in terms of, so because like, let's say our project, Angelix Corp, we would really like to start onboarding people by giving things for free, basically, NFTs for free, something like that. airdropping things, you know, just like, hey, here's a thing, you know, it's a thing from the metaverse, you know, do with it whatever you want, you know, that kind of thing. And of course you can't do that. You can't airdrop things on Ethereum, you know, you're going to bankrupt yourself in like day one. So you can go to these layer twos, but I mean, that also requires people to first go into Ethereum and bridge from there. I mean, of course, you know, Polkadot will be really interesting what happens there. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was looking at the Tezos for a while as well. And I mean, they recently had a very strange issue with Hicketnunk, the NFT marketplace there, where it basically went down, and now there's like another, you know, where a lot of artists, were sort of like locked out of the platform. Apparently, it's also not as bad as it sounded for a while, but I'm not an active participant there. So I guess I'm kind of looking at Solana a lot for a possible project launch. Personally, but yeah, it's just like every day there's something new, you know. You read Twitter and your ideas of NFTs and crypto can change like this, you know, because it just moves so fast. So it's impossible to say, but I would love to, you know, do an update with you at some point later, like where, you know, where our project ends up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Amy yesterday said that you doing the Clubhouse and crypto space, Twitter space to market your product, right? I think you make so much progression, so that's why I think the part 2 it's inevitable.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like, you know, before starting a project in the real world, you know, and like you know, you have to go. So if you want to have a bad time, you should take like something you've invested like years into perfecting, you know, as a product, and do an investor pitch, you know, in some like headquarters of a law firm, you know, with like a screen and your co-founders, and like have your do like a trailer for your project, and then like at the end, you know, show the business plan, whatever. It's a nightmare, complete nightmare. And I feel really bad actually for certain companies that started and had to go through the traditional funding rounds, where very quickly you become an employee of your own startup without actually having any ownership anymore. So the way there are IDOs, you know, like initial tax offerings, things like that. I mean, NFTs themselves, like, you know, you think of things like Metaverse, for example. I mean, there's just a couple of guys with an idea and some skills, you know, and because they capture the imagination of the space, they're able to build a company on top of that, you know, with a successful launch, and people see that they have a good product, and they partner with people to do, you know, the best product that they can. And I mean, Metaverse is going to be on Coinbase, and did you hear about Metaverse, the project?
Metaverse, yeah, I know.
Metaverse,
not yet.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that was a massive project in NFTs, which launched August, I think, or something.
Yes.
And massive hype around it. And essentially, you know, they're a startup, you know, and they created their company, and they can now build towards making like a game or something, because they have the funds and they have the recognition for their, you know. But it's in the beginning, it's just a profile picture project, you know. So yeah, for me, like, there was no way, like, I was not gonna go back into like the traditional you know, investing you know, like the angel investor thing. I mean, a lot of good things happen there, and like, but this traditional entrepreneur space is like, dude, you know, you cannot compare with decentralized open market, you know, for innovation. You know, you cannot compare that at all.
Yeah, I think you're gonna make it. Yeah, it's all about time. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's only matter of time. I think you're gonna make it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're all gonna make it. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah. Before I finish the video, maybe you have any prediction, Bitcoin price prediction, during the bull market? Yeah, even though it's no financial advice, we gotta make disclaimer. Yeah, do you have any specific target, or just yeah, there is no top or super cycle, or yeah, there is no boom and bust again? What's your position in the market right now?
Yeah, I mean, so I've been thinking a lot. I mean, because like my goal was always to get to own one Bitcoin. I mean, I got about a quarter of the way there before, you know, I really had to move some funds into ETH. But you know, I believe in the super cycle. I believe that there are like fewer big corrections, you know, it's like going to be a bit more stable. And obviously I'm super bullish on Bitcoin and kind of want to keep my Bitcoin forever. But I think we're going to see 50K before we're going to see 100K. So I think we're due for another big correction before 100K. So I don't know when, but you know, 100K is going to happen, but I think we might have to wait until like mid next year or something for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because right now I think the market is turning bullish, right? It's all about time as well. Maybe you DCA in the market and you don't have to worry when you time in the market is much better than timing the market. Right?
Totally. Just
Yeah, exactly.
DCA, man.
Yeah,
DCA
just
all the way.
and you full-time crypto, and yeah, I think that's all
Stay in the
about
market.
that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will join the Ivan on Tech course again. You know, because I need to go to full-time crypto because it's the work is also moved toward digital, right, and work remotely. And in Indonesia right now is kind of hard to a blockchain startup is not really happening here. That's why I need to learn from
Developing
Ivan.
stuff like that. Yeah, I started to do the dev courses. I did a lot of like, there's so much amazing information there, so I got a bunch of certificates, and I would love to, like, Morales is an amazing company, amazing DAO that they are working on now. I mean, I wish I could be more of an active part of it, but yeah, I mean, I think you were saying to Shilbo about, like, you know, Axie and stuff like that. I mean, I was reading somewhere, like, I'm pretty sure it was actually Thailand, but I think that more people had Axie accounts than credit cards.
Yes.
You know? And I don't know what it's like, you know, but yeah, it's the same for me. I mean, I don't want to, I want to be able to choose where I live, you know, and then work in crypto, you know, just exactly, you know, work decentralized, you know.
Yes, because the not only the live in metaverse, you know, also you work on the digital space, right? Yeah, I think
Definitely.
I think that's it. Sorry.
Yeah. We're early though.
Yeah, exactly. Early adopters have more risk than late comer, right? So yeah, I agree with you. So yeah, I think that's it for today. It's been an hour already. Thank you for your time. It's been an honor to be here. Yeah, maybe next week I will share the video about it.
Awesome.
I will share your project in the description as well. And then have a good day, Boas. Thank you for your time.
Hey, nice to chat with you, man. Take care.